walking out. I quit. What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets React, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we are back with another American reaction. We're super excited about this video. If you're new to us and we're new to you, make sure you scroll down, hit the red subscribe button, and turn on the post notification bell because we're on the road to 50K. And we cannot get there without you guys, yes. Alright? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into this video. It's going to be an interesting one.
Okay, and this might just be a me thing, but the next lie that I believed about America before I went to America, and I actually think you're going to probably slag me off for this in comments. So today I'm going to be talking about 10 weird lies Europeans are told about America. Things that I learned growing up, and that then once I visited America, I kind of had to unlearn. In case you're interested, I also have a list doing this the other way around, so let me know below in comments if you want to see lies Americans are told about Europe. And today's video is brought to you by the new thing that has been consuming an hour of my evening.
But that's the thing, though. I feel like Americans don't get taught enough to even talk about another country.
Yeah.
Unless you really have just like had a multitude of money, you've been around multiple places in this world, and you have a group of people that you do that with. But that's a big mass of Americans. I feel like they don't have much to say about other countries.
I was ignorant to, you know, just Europe thinking that we were loud, and you know, until we started creating this content, I didn't think much. I just feel like we are a people who we already go through too much in our own country.
Right.
To think about, you know, things that other, and I guess maybe it's like a regional thing too, you know, because we're from Louisiana and we have ancestry, like we have French and Spanish. That culture is like in African
it's in the
culture.
South.
It's in the South. Mm-hmm. Whereas like, you know, Texas, when we came here, we was like, oh, we need to learn Spanish.
Right.
You know, because, you know, they have a lot of, it's like a lot of immigrants.
I get what you're saying.
You know, like, whereas New York, they have a lot of people that move to New York from other countries. Mm-hmm. So, I never really knew that unless people had all these stereotypes.
Unless you see it on TV. And they give us an idea of what Europe may look like, which a lie that they have put upon us to believe is that Europe is not the cabin, the dark house with the candle and a leaf with people writing in ink all day. Like
the old time.
Yeah, it's like that's not Europe, but that's what that's the movies and you know what I'm saying. And I don't want you guys to think that's just like all movies that we get. There's plenty of good ones.
We watch a lot of history type of movies.
Yeah, so it's always that type of narrative they may push for some people to believe about.
Yeah, but what's lies that Europeans what's the name of this?
The lies that Europeans believe about American people.
What are lies that we believe about Europeans?
Again,
that y'all all think that we're all stupid. That's it.
Dumb. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. Like, there's nothing
I
more.
don't know. I'm interested though. Let's see what she says.
Yeah.
Today on the couch, it's the mobile game Hero Wars. I know a lot of you guys are big film buffs like me. You love those epic hero type of movies. And when you're counting down to a release date, what better way to do it than saving Hero Wars from the dreadful archdemon? And you're gonna need to assemble a hero team of your own to do that. If you're struggling to choose who to pick, I recommend Celeste. She's a perfect fit for any team. Next, try challenging an opponent online to see what
our son plays this.
And don't forget to level up and get prepared for the ultimate battle. Remember, even the most dangerous boss can be brought down by
in the room.
And that applies
I'm like, what are you doing? We're winning, Dad. We're winning.
Hold on,
wait.
Emeralds and 30,000 gold. The game is available on any mobile device. Just scan the QR code right here and you can start playing right away. The game is available on any device. Just scan the QR code.
The characters on here be crazy. Like, they be having
quiz. How many characters have I featured
all
in
type
this
of things
so far? See you in Hero Wars, and thank you to the gang for sponsoring this channel.
Let's get it.
The first lie that I was told was that Hollywood is full of shiny things and celebrities are just everywhere.
Hollywood to us is
Hollywood itself is kind of a kip. Wow.
she really went there.
When I was there, I may have seen some celebrities, but they were keeping really low-key and had baseball caps on, so they were very hard to spot. And Hollywood, as I said, is not that shiny and wonderful. The Hollywood sign itself is, I'll be honest, it's kind of a letdown.
A journey to
I
get
pictured
to.
Beverly Hills when I thought of Hollywood, but no. The next lie that Europeans are told about America is that it's just full of extremes. And don't get me wrong, it is, but it's not just extremes. Our perception through the media is that Americans are either really fat or really fit. They're either total jocks or nerds. Stereotypes from movies. And like I said, don't get me wrong, those stereotypes exist for a reason. However, the majority of people are not extremes. They're just regular, in-between people with thoughts and feelings.
Yeah, with thoughts and feelings. And Lord, if you seen what the media was pushing that we see, then you would know that the jocks and the nerds is not, that's just a tip of the iceberg of what we got going on out here.
Especially reality TV now.
Oh, man. Bro, so much.
Things that vary and are nuanced. The next lie that Europeans are told about America is that you just quit your jobs whenever you want to. And that's again
I'm walking out. I quit.
I quit when they're unhappy or having a bad day.
That is funny.
Okay, so I would say that we're not going to put up with, certain things.
I don't think that's a lie.
Yeah, and I think we may get a little bit of a battle going on because they're gonna say, well, y'all put up with the sick leave and this and that and the lack of maternity leave. But our thing is we're gonna find a better job. Yes, we are.
We walking out the labor and everything. Especially if you're a parent, even if you're not and you're just single and you're doing your thing, like, people want their happiness, their freedom, and they want to feel respected. And at the end of the day, if your job ain't supplying that, it's going to be an outbreak on the job, a lot of swearing. Yeah, like, it's going to the media. It's so much, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
and now there's this thing where they're calling quiet quitting, meaning that we're not going to do more than what's expected
we're going to get paid.
Of us. Yeah.
But we're going to sit back and get paid like everybody else do.
We're not overly extending ourselves.
Which is a thing that literally just popped off. Like, it's now just becoming a trend. So, if you guys are there quiet quitting, then, I mean, you have every reason to have a quiet protest.
Yeah, but, growing up, a lot of our elders, they stick to one job for decades.
Ooh, yes, respect to them, bro. Respect to them.
Respect to them, because they could be.
That one fuss out, that one disrespect, like, no.
Oh, no. That one, you got to come in, even though you sick. Oh, let me go on ahead and find another job.
Oh, no. It's a hurricane season. You still want me to come to work? It's flooding. How you want me to get you fired? What? How you gonna fire me? It's flooding.
Unemployment.
You ain't gonna pay me for not being able to make it to work while it's flooding. I can't get reimbursed.
Right. It's a flood zone.
Flood zone.
I can't even park in the parking lot.
I can't even park in the parking lot. Like the road was blocked off. You gonna take points from me because of how we was blocked off because of a tree fell? It's not in my control. Yo, it's. That was a rant. We had to let that out, obviously.
Yeah, we did. That's why we are where we are now. Completely work for ourselves.
Fact.
Nah.
Yup.
I quit.
You're fired!
Oh, I remember that movie.
You're fired!
Yep.
I already quit. So.
Additionally,
I already quit.
From the same sources that you can just go, you're fired out of the blue, and there's no repercussions for that. In fact, a lot of times contracts are in place and stuff, and
say that.
It just doesn't work like that in the real world. On The Apprentice, they do the you're fired, but that's a specific place. The next lie that you are told about America as a European is that everybody in America is obsessed with celebrities, whereas actually the truth couldn't be farther from that. Okay, so in Europe, a lot of our celebrities come from America, so we naturally presume that everybody is completely obsessed with celebrities.
Vice versa.
America.
We get our celebrities from
most people just
outside.
kind of see their in Europe. One thing I will say is kind of odd as a European, always when I go to America, is seeing on your mainstream news the focus on celebrities within actual serious news programs. We don't really have that as much in Europe. I know in the UK they focus a lot on royalty.
Make way for the loser!
But you don't tend to see people talking about celebs on news shows as much in Europe. The next lie, and this
that was the kind of what I was basically just saying too.
But the next lie that I believed about America before I went to America And I actually think you're going to probably slag me off for this in comments.
Uh-oh.
I thought that you guys only had roll-on deodorant.
I don't know where she going with that.
Spray-on deodorant.
Somebody lied to
in movies, people always roll on their deodorant, you know, in the changing rooms and stuff. I know you have Old Spice and stuff like that, but for some reason, I had it in my head that in America...
In jail.
Spray-on deodorant didn't exist. And I was always like, wow, they should really get spray-on deodorant. I guess they don't use it in films because it goes and it would make a noise, whereas like it's easier to just do the roll-on if you're like shooting a TV scene. You don't have to have...
You don't want to put that deodorant debris on your shirt.
Maybe that's just a me. Yeah. If you're from Europe, did you know that spray-on deodorant existed in America?
Help her out. Come on, y'all.
The next misconception that Europeans have about America is that you're all really rich. And I get why this misconception exists, to be fair. Your houses and the land that your houses are on are generally a lot bigger than what we have in Europe for middle class people. Additionally, many people in America live on credit, so a lot of people are living above their means to what they...
Credit will do it to you.
And the thing with credit in America is you are encouraged to use credit. Like, a lot of things you can't get until you build up credit, which exists in Europe, but it isn't so much focused on. Like, there are other ways to build up.
So credit is basically a bracket holder to make the people that you're trying to spend your money with a believer.
Yeah, basically.
So
that they can loan you money, you pay it back on time.
You.
Yeah. Okay.
You got something you want to say, baby?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Your trust with banks. And as I've mentioned before, I've never seen poverty quite like I've seen in America. In Europe, of course, there are homeless people, but not in the same way that they are in America.
How they
go?
Bad.
Because I went over expecting, as I said, pretty much everybody to be...
So how do y'all think everyone is rich if we have a bad homeless population in America?
Yeah.
Like, if everybody was rich, everybody would be... at least having a house,
right?
You know, but our homeless population is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's why she said. That's how I'm like. She made a comment. I'm like, how is it? She said we got homeless people, but not like how it is in America. So she's talking about population wise.
Yeah, like things like Skid Row, where there's a whole city almost of homeless people. Like, it's
blocks.
sad.
Like, you walk in blocks and blocks and you don't see it.
Yes, it's sad.
Super rich, and then I saw people looking like Oliver Twist on the street, and that was a surprise to me. Additionally, some things in America are a lot cheaper than they are where I come from in Ireland.
Really?
Ireland has just been named alongside Denmark as the most expensive country in Europe for the cost of living. The prices of goods and services in Ireland are on average 40% higher than they are anywhere else in the EU. And then when I went to America, it was like things were more expensive in some areas but cheaper in other areas. So I was surprised because I thought everything would be the same, if not more expensive when I went there. The next lie that we are told about America, and this should come as no surprise, and I don't want to get bogged down in the discussion too much, but it's that everybody there has pew-pews.
Yeah.
And not everybody does. In fact, it's a very divided country on people's opinions about that, but people have very strong opinions about that, and I'm going to swiftly move on. I just hope that every single person...
No, you are not about to run.
That's not the case.
You ain't about to speed past that. So I do believe that, yes, a lot of people do have it. But it's also about your location of living and your reasoning to having it.
Right.
So.
But I'm not going to say my personal views on it.
Okay. But that's what I think, though. I mean, I'm here.
Yeah.
So.
The next lie that Europeans are told about America is that pretty much teenagers run America. If media was to be believed in movies and TV shows. In actual fact, I have still not seen a cheerleader when I've gone to America. I have never been invited to a prom or homecoming. And that seems like an integral part of your society from film and TV. So, yeah, I know movies and TV shows aren't real, but I definitely thought that teenagers would have a more central role in America.
It does make it look like every block there's a house party.
So many of them.
You know,
the next lie that we are told about America is that you guys eat fast food constantly.
No.
And that actually could not be further from the truth. Americans, more so than anywhere else in the world, love to cook.
Oh, yes,
Americans
we do.
You better say it. Come on now.
Barbecue. It's like your thing. You're like, my grill, my barbecue. You're mad for cooking. There is fast food on every corner in America, so that's where the perception comes from. It's a lot easier to get your hands on, but most Americans don't eat fast food every single day. You cook for the most part.
I couldn't do it every day, y'all.
I thought Americans just ate TV dinners and fast food constantly, and cooking was like something you did at family events. The next lie that we were told about America is that your breakfasts are crazy. Like, you eat waffles and pancakes and cereal every single morning. You have a full feast for breakfast every day.
Gumbo.
Yeah, gumbo for breakfast.
In fact, I think most Americans probably live on just the same kinds of breakfast as most of us Europeans do. Of course, we have Irish breakfast, you have American breakfast, which consists of waffles and pancakes. They do exist. But mostly, I think our general day breakfasts cross over. You might have a bowl of porridge, a bowl of cereal, slice of toast, a bit of coffee. I definitely thought it was like America-themed breakfast every single day, whereas that's not really sustainable, and you would be carrying a lot of extra weight if you ate that every single day. I would love to have American breakfast every single day, but it's not a good idea. Although the same could be said for Irish breakfast. You should not eat Irish breakfast every single day. Because, to be honest, after I have an Irish breakfast, it's delicious, but it slows me down. I'm like... Quick
comment, don't get people's body weight confused with their eating habits.
Right, definitely.
Some people are just naturally buff. You know what I'm saying? Some people are naturally tall. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a comment.
And some people are naturally skinny, and they
skinny,
like a 500-pound person.
Say that 5 more times for the ones in the back.
Yeah. Wait,
real.
hold on, babe. Okay, so she said that you should not eat American breakfast every day. You should not eat an Irish breakfast every day. What do you eat when you don't like cook? Do you eat cereal? Like, we'll eat cereal and milk if we don't eat breakfast. Well, a cooked breakfast.
Right, yeah. So something that's not hot, what are you guys going to eat? Like, bread?
Right. Bread.
Yeah. Bread and butter.
Biscuits?
Biscuits?
We eat biscuits.
But for them, I think what she wanted to say is that everything we eat is sweet in the morning.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I like to have a little nap after an Irish breakfast. The next lie we're told about America, and there's truth in this one, but not as much as I had thought, is that you will go around suing each other constantly. America is an extremely litigious country, but I think that's also due to the proportion of people compared to everywhere else in the world. Like, if there's more people somewhere, there's going to be more people suing people, right? But the impression that we are given of Americans is that if you bang your head on something, you're going to sue the company that built that something. Whereas the truth is, most times when something happens, people just let it go unless there's like serious ramifications. I don't know.
Okay, so I think a big part of that is insurance.
Yeah.
Like, one time we had a pole fall on our vehicle.
Yes.
Who's gonna pay for that? Okay, who gonna pay for that? So we had to get in touch with the city, and I think it was the city's pole, right?
Yep.
So the city had to replace our car.
Somebody owned that pole, and they're gonna pay for the damages what their pole did to our car.
Right. Yeah. So in a way, it was suing, but it wasn't really suing. It was just insurance. Like, who covers the cost for that?
Yeah, give me back. Pay me. Pay me back.
So yeah, basically. So I think a lot of that is suing. Like, if you get in a car accident, the other person is responsible. It's just responsibility, accountability, insurance.
I think what she's saying also is that, though, like, the suing comes from people, having ill intention towards the company. Let's go that way with it. Yeah. The company, and they've seen something that's maybe happened numerous of times, and they want to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to make an attempt to make a stop for this. And by shutting them down is suing them.
not shutting them down. Like, for instance, like, if you slip in a store, you have to go to the doctor. You have to be out of work, so, if you get hurt.
Basically, what suing is when things that's happening to you are unavoidable.
Right. If it happened in that store, the store is responsible. It shouldn't have been wet. They should have had signs right there. And even if there were a sign right there, if a person didn't see it or whatever, it's just insurance. Like, who's responsible for the loss?
It's the smallest leak. It's the smallest puddle around the sign that can make a person say the sign should have been pushed back a tad bit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because y'all know we know the building out here with hospitals is expensive. So
exactly,
you gotta pay for my back.
Yeah,
my back and my neck.
Yeah, my neck and my back.
Come on, bro.
think people just went around suing each other. I don't think that this is not fueled by the urban myths that are created on the internet. For example, there's that urban myth about the woman in America who sued McDonald's because her coffee was too hot, whereas if you actually
now that's ridiculous.
The truth is that woman was actually really badly injured, and that the coffee was way hotter than it should have been. But people like these extravagant headlines, and it makes Europeans think that Americans do just go around.
So if you're blowing your coffee is hot. You can get it, your coffee hot. If you're blowing your coffee at some point, that small sip should not damage you.
No, not at all.
And if it's boiling hot, even after blowing on it and you sipping, and that mug cut your mouth open.
Oh.
What? Oh yeah, McDonald's. We got a problem.
Yeah.
We got a huge problem for real.
And being like, you're sued.
For real, you're sued.
Had a lawyer on standby, because when you see things again, people go, call my lawyer. Most people don't just have a lawyer to call. You generally have to research that. Let me know below in comments if you want to see the other way round version of this. Lies Americans are told about Europe, because it's a long list. I gotta cut that one down, to be honest. Remember to give Hero Wars a download and give it a try. I always appreciate you guys supporting the very limited amount of support.
Boom. You guys go ahead and support our channel, bro.
Yes.
We do have part 2. If you guys want us to check that out, put it in the comment down below and we make sure we get to that. So.
Right. Yeah, so we hope you guys enjoyed, our feedback with this. Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks in our join feature if you like to support the channel that way. Our mailing address is in the description box below. We'll see you soon.
Peace.